typical NFL prospect at wide receiver. So it's 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 43-yard line. Williams is at the top of your screen in the slot. This is right. And he pounds away for a few. For Nevada defensively, anchoring the defensive line is J.J. Milan. He converted from end to outside linebacker. Now he is back at his more comfortable position at end. Speaking of which, Jeremy Engstrom, who moved inside last year, was much more effective as a freshman outside linebacker. He is back outside this year, and Joe Garcia is very much an NFL prospect at cornerback. 2nd down and 7. We apologize for some technical issues that we have had. We will effort to clear those up as much as possible. Now clearing the way up the right sideline is Brandstater, and he is about 4 yards shy of a 1st down, brought down by Jason DeMars.
You know, Bob, you were talking about the pistol offense. When you think about Fresno State, you don't get gimmicks with their offense. And what you get, maybe a reverse, but it is smash mouth and then throw the ball down the field. And that's something that Brandstater is going to have to show if he's going to be a Fresno State quarterback.
3rd and 4 at the 49-yard line.
So a big early play, opening drive for the Bulldogs. 3rd down and 4, just shy of midfield. We'll see if Brandstater goes to the air for the first time this season, and he will. A quick hitter over the middle, and that's good for a 1st down to his tight end. Bear Pasco makes the catch in traffic into Nevada territory.
And that's another Fresno State.
This is a nice way to start off a young quarterback.
It is. It's a short pass. It's to the tight end. There's no chance of any underneath coverage to jump in and pick it off. It's a safe call.
Kind of gets his confidence going. He's made a completion now, get the nerves down a bit.
Well, Brandstater, who has tutored the past couple of seasons under Paul Pinniger, credited Pinniger with showing him how to manage a game. That was what he said he learned the most, and helping him manage the game, busting up the middle. What a run by Dwayne Wright. Well, he certainly looks like he is no worse for the wear, coming off of the torn patella tendon that cost him the better part of 2 years.
Well, it doesn't hurt when you have Kyle Young in the middle. Watch the center with a great block there. Right up front, 59, Kyle Young. He's a huge center.
He's a huge center. Even in the NFL, he'd be a big center, and he can move. It's not just mass.
A gain of 17 yards for Dwayne Wright, and now it's 1st down just outside the red zone for the Bulldogs. Williams, the motion man. Again, it's Wright, and he picks up 2 down to the 26. Jason DeMars again on the stop.
You know, Trevor, we heard that Wright during summer camp was just so violent a runner, running over guys, running through guys, a man on a mission, and you can understand that when he's been out for 2 years.
Well, and he is a different back now than fans will remember here. He was tall and lanky when he was hurt. Now he's stocky and strong at 220 pounds.
Wright was a 1,000-yard rusher his last healthy season back in 2003. Brandstater into traffic, and that's knocked away from Marlon Moore. It goes as an incompletion. And now 3rd down and long. 3rd down and about 7.
Wright has been running strong, but he just picked up a blitz, saved Brandstater from getting drilled.
It's 3rd and 7.
Right here.
That's a nice job by Wright.
Hey, you know something? I don't really like that. I mean, he's a big back, 220 pounds. Stand up and hit the guy. You don't have to cut him. Stand up and hit him.
You're a hard man, Rod.
Oh, stand up. That's our theme, right? Stand up.
8th play of the drive. Brandstater in a shotgun set with 3 receivers. Only a 4-man rush, allowing him time, and he makes them pay. To the outside, it's Fernandez. It will be 1st and goal for the Bulldogs. Joe Fernandez last year with 9 catches, 150 yards and a touchdown against Nevada.
Well, this is good for your confidence when you're a young quarterback. 3rd and 7, you got to throw a deep ball out. He puts it there right on the money to Fernandez. That's going to help him.
And he went against D'Angelo Wilson, away from all-whack Joe Garcia.
1st and goal for Fresno State, knocking on the door, and Brandstater might be changing the play at the line. He goes to right. He has running room. Runs right into a wall. Uche Anyanwu came up, made the stop, and now Nevada claiming that not only did the ball come loose, but that they have it. No signal from the officials. There's a pile. Onyanwu made a heck of a hit. Did he jar the ball loose?
Yeah, the ball did come out. The only question is whether a whistle blew beforehand. But that ball was out to the right side of the pile where Wright was hit.
Roger, talk about that whistle. The officials, because of replay, are now told to let the play continue.
Well, it took a long time for the officials to conference and make their decision, but Bill Aitken just made the call official. Nevada with the game's first turnover, and it comes inside the 10-yard line.
I think that was Ezra Butler, the outside linebacker, who just ripped it out of Wright's arms. You know, they stood him up and ripped it out.
And it was a good job by the officials to not blow the whistle when it appeared that the ball carrier was down. That way, if it turned out on replay that it was a fumble, the inadvertent whistle wouldn't rule the fumble in not.
And that's a fine line. Do you blow the whistle to protect the player, or do you give him time to fight for more yards?
Joe Garcia came up with the fumble recovery, and now Jeff Rowe goes to the offense. We have yet to see the pistol here because he's under center inside his own 10-yard line. He will put it up, though, and has a man loose down the right sideline. It's Spencer, and he just put a little too much air under the football. So Rowe, this is his first opportunity for a big play, but it will be Jimmy Wadhams who will be the center of attention tonight, so to speak, for Nevada, because the pressure is on the offensive center, constantly snapping in the pistol. Caleb Spencer almost came up with that first big play of the game, and Robert Hubbard gets his first opportunity to be the starting tailback this season. And Hubbard lines up about 2 yards deep in the end zone on 2nd down and 10. This will be Hubbard. Finds some room. Out to about the 12-yard line for a gain of 5. Brought down by Dwayne Andrews. And here are the starters defensively for Fresno State. Inside, Tyler Klutz, who last year had 7 sacks. Half of the total for the Fresno State defensive line. Dwayne Andrews, according to Dan Brown, the defensive coordinator for the Bulldogs, is quite simply the heart of the Fresno State defense. And Marcus McCauley, according to Dan Brown, is on everyone's draft board as far as cornerbacks are concerned. Now the first pistol snap for Jeff Rowe. 3 receivers on 3rd down and a long 5. Under some pressure. Scrambles for it, very close to a first down. It all depends on the spot. Alan Goodwin may have brought him down a half-yard shy.
And he looks like he's a little short there. You know, that first down play was such a big play. I mean, they had this thing wide open. Bottom of your screen, McCauley bites on the fake, and Spencer just blows by him. He's wide open, but Rowe overthrows him.
Well, this is to continue the momentum that the defense got, though. The defense last year gave up a lot of yards, but then made a big play like they did with that fumble, and they wanted the offense to come back with another big play. It was there. They didn't connect.
Thomas Barcia is set to punt from inside his own 5-yard line. Joe Fernandez back deep to receive, 84 in the middle of your picture. Last season on only 5 punt returns, brought 1 back for a touchdown and had a punt return average of 22.6 yards. Usually that's a pretty good punt return average for a kickoff. And you know, and there's a flag down to the far side.
Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
That's a costly 5 yards for Nevada.
It is, and we're going to have an opportunity to see one of the new rules that go into effect this year. Change of possession, clock will run. When the ball goes over to Fresno State, instead of your typical timeout and waiting for the ball to be snapped, the clock will run.
A wobbly kick. Fernandez from just shy of midfield. Maintains his balance and picks up a couple of yards right to the 50-yard line. Back and forth, off to a good start. A 41-yard punt, a 2-yard return. Fresno State back to the offense when we return.
I'm a very calm person till I'm on the phone trying to order 20 pounds of pork when my wireless network So I switched to singles all over network. The network with the fewest dropped calls. That's right. Testing from the leading independent research company proves it. Finito. So if you... And get singular.
Singular, with the fewest drop calls, raising the bar.
Whoa! That's one monster case of athlete's foot. Blitz that with Tough Act and Tinactin. It cools, cures, hey, it even prevents most athlete's foot. Lamisol AT can't say that. Get boom! Tough Act and Tinactin.
With over 1.5 million vehicle listings on Cars.com, you can find the right car for you.
Blue it is.
Find the right car for you. Cars.com.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun. Du, 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 du. Hello. Dun, dun.
Fresno State's first drive, 9 plays, 70 yards. They picked up 4 first downs, but came away empty after fumbling inside the 10. Now the Bulldogs have the football back in great field position right at midfield, and Brandstater set to go play action, looking deep downfield. Paul Williams one-on-one, incomplete, and there goes the flag. D'Angelo Wilson was back in coverage, and this will cost Nevada. It'll be pass interference.
Pass interference, defense, number 4. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic, first down.
Well, all you have to do as a corner is get your head around and pay attention to the ball.
Ball now to the 35-yard line.
Oh, I don't know about that.
First and 10.
The only thing that he could have called there was that he was impeding Williams because he backed him into the sideline. But he got his head around to look for the ball, which was good.
This is Wilson's first season as a starter. All 9 games he played last season as a reserve. 15 yards and a first down for Fresno State at the Nevada 35. Brandstater again, play action, flips it to the near side. Chaston West makes the catch, and it was a nice job by Brandstater simply to get the ball away as Kevin Porter was blitzing. Ezra Butler made the stop.
Number 56.
And Chaston West, shaken up a bit, comes to the sideline limping.
Well, what do you do with a young quarterback? You go after him, right? Try to get some hits on him.
That was something that the Nevada defensive coaching staff told us they were going to try and do, was bring pressure to the sophomore quarterback and see how he handled it. Handled it well there, picked up 5 yards. Now it's 2nd down and 5. And again, Brandstater to throw. Flips it to Wright. And Wright delivers some punishment. Comes up a half-yard shy of the first down.
And Rod, you know what I like about Brandstater's managing this game is he has made all of his throws away from first-team all-WAC corner Joe Garcia. He's gone over at D'Angelo Wilson. He's gone over to other people, but he knows where Garcia is, and he's throwing to the other side of the field successfully.
You know, and you've seen 5 or 6 safe throws out of him. You can see his confidence growing and the confidence of the coaching staff growing in him.
So far, Fresno State 2 for 2 on 3rd down. 3rd down and a yard. Wright easily picks up the first down. Tripped up inside the 25. Brought down by Nick Hawthorne and Jason DeMars. But that's a first down for the Bulldogs.
Rod, you were talking about Ryan Young, center, right there. He just pushes the defensive line. Kyle Young pushes the defensive line back about 2 yards. And this is a very matter-of-fact, business-like Fresno State team. They're not jumping around like it's the most electrifying game of the year. They're very, very businesslike.
3 wide receivers, all to the far side right on 1st and 10 at the 23. Instead, the give is to Wright. He puts it on the ground once again. Will he be ruled down by contact? And yes, he will. Well, once again, Pat Hillshart jumps on the Fresno State sideline, but clearly it seemed as if Wright hit the turf when the ball popped out.
That's a little bit of the rust of 2 years of layoff. that knee injury keeping him out. Ball comes out when he hits the ground there. And no matter how much you practice, game speed is different. You can take your hits in practice, but it's not the same as getting hit in the ball game. And Wright hasn't had that for 2 years.
He picked up a yard, 2nd down and 9. Williams, first team all-WAC last year in motion. Again, it's Wright. Plenty of running room up the middle. Close to a first down inside the 15 to the 14. Again, Ezra Butler made the stop.
Number 56 with the tackle.
Kyle Young, 330-pound center, right in the middle. You can see he gets a nice push, and then he gets just shoved back because the defense of Nevada expected them to continue to go right over Kyle Young, and they focused everything on his position.
So far, Fresno State 3 for 3 on 3rd down, and it's 3rd down and 1. Again, inside the 15-yard line. Again, they play power football. Up the middle goes Wright, 1st and goal. Down to about the 8-yard line. Well, so far, outside of the mistake inside the 5-yard line, guys, and the turnover by Fresno State, they seem like a very focused offense.
Well, they're focused on being physical, and that's no surprise. And that's what Pat Hill preaches. He's an old offensive line coach. He wants to get after people. He wants to punch you in the mouth. I think one of his famous sayings is, shut up and hit somebody.
Part of this also, Rod, is that when they hit on the run, it protects their young rookie quarterback, Brandstater.
Now Lonye Miller, a true freshman, is in. He gets the handoff and goes up the middle and gets down to about the 4-yard line, as getting a rest briefly on the sideline. Dwayne Wright. Again, Jason DeMars made the stop, but asking the coaching staff for Fresno State what they thought was important, and even the players, about opening the season with Nevada. We wondered if that was going to be something that would create a lot of tension, you know, starting the season with one of your biggest games. But the Fresno State players seemed to intimate, as did Pat Hill, he thought that increased the team's focus and preparation.
I don't think Pat Hill cares who he plays. I think it's line him up, play him, and hit somebody.
2nd down and goal. Timing pattern, looking for Fernandez. It's a jump ball. Caught. Touchdown. Joe Fernandez. He had a touchdown last year against Nevada, and he beats D'Angelo Wilson for the game's first score.
Look at the side he throws to. The left. Away from all-WAC Joe Garcia and towards number 4, D'Angelo Wilson.
And this is good coverage by Wilson. Fernandez just does a great job getting up there, leaping like his dad, Mervin Fernandez, who spent a number of years in the NFL with the Raiders.
Clint Stitzer is on to attempt the extra point, as Fresno State will now shift their team and set for the point after. An 8-play, 50-yard scoring drive. The first drive of the game for Fresno State was 9 plays and 70 yards. They have owned the clock so far here in the first quarter, and it's 7-0. A 6-yard touchdown pass from Tom Brandstater to Joe Fernandez. And now looking to regroup on the Nevada sideline is Chris Alt. Fresno State takes the early 7-0 lead. Brandstater's first touchdown pass of the season.
I like these new Nacho Crunch grilled stuffed burritos.
Crunchy little tortilla strips in them. Kind of fun.
You know, don't let Dave hear. You know, he always has to be the fun guy.
Hey guys, what's up? What's that? Sounds crunchy. It's fun, isn't it?
Taco Bell's new Nacho Crunch grilled stuffed burrito. Carne asada steak, warm nacho cheese sauce, and crunchy tortilla strips wrapped up and grilled to go. For the burrito that's fun to crunch.
Crunchy.
Think outside the bun.
For those who love cashews, there's new Planters Cashew Lovers Mix. 50% cashews, 100% love.
Is your face in shape? Introducing Nivea for Men Active Firming Lotion for a firm, fit face. Only from Nivea for Men.
ESPN Full Circle brings you Florida State, Miami. Get the game from every angle. Touchdown! On ESPN, catch the great ACC rivalry that always seems to carry national title implications. While ESPN2 has close-ups of legendary Coach Bowden, the QBs, and more. And ESPNU and ESPN 360 have the Skycam, plus commentary from ESPN Radio's Colin Cowherd. ESPN Full Circle, Florida State, Miami. Presented by Dish Network. Monday at 8.
ESPN's College Football Primetime. Brought to you by Corona Extra. Miles away from ordinary. And Active Firming Lotion. Only from Nivea for Men.
Welcome back to the Valley. Just south of Yosemite National Park. One of the most beautiful places in the nation. And for the Fresno State fans, their team off to a beautiful start. Clint Stitzer set to kick off. It's a line drive that will hop past Hubbard and into the end zone, and it will come out to the 20-yard line. And Rob Simmelcare, who we understand was tailgating but has now made it inside the stadium finally, is downstairs on the sidelines. Rob?
Bob, nice to be here. You know, you guys talked a little bit about that motto of this Fresno State team, finish the job. And outside their locker room here, they've got a case of helmets. Some of the biggest wins in this program's history. The first one was a win over USC back in 1992. They kind of put them on the map. And at the end of that case, there's an empty space for the next big win. Of course, that could have been that USC game last year that they led in the fourth quarter, but they didn't get that one done. They're still waiting for the next big win, Bob.
Well, Rob, there has been some criticism in the press of Fresno State that they take too many big games outside the WAC and don't necessarily pay enough attention to the WAC conference schedule itself. They're off to a great start in their WAC opener tonight, and they chase Rowe out of bounds. Since the 14-minute mark of the first quarter, the entire game has been played in Nevada territory.
Yeah, you ask yourself, what's this pistol offense? Because we haven't really had a chance to see it. Fresno State's dominated the ball game, but now we've got a chance to talk about it. And one of the keys of it is you will see the quarterback at about 4.5 yards. He's not in a true shotgun position of about 6 or 7 yards deep, and he's not under center. He's in no man's land. Look at him. Looks like a fullback right there.
It's a system that Chris Ault basically invented when he was out of football for 7 years and was only the athletic director at Nevada before being asked to come back and take over the program 3 years ago. And he thought, believe it or not, it was going to be something that would help the running game even more than the passing game, as Robert Hubbard picks up 3 yards.
Well, Bob, you talk about the running game. Part of the advantage of a short shotgun is that the running back can line up behind the quarterback and hit running plays downhill, just as if the quarterback were under center. The advantage there is that the back gets the ball deeper and has more time to cut and more time to avoid penetration.
Yeah, this is a ball control, running offense, short passing offense. It is not a passing offense, nothing like the West Coast.
Now on 3rd and 7, a 4-man rush for the Bulldogs. They just about get there, but firing a bullet over the middle to Marco Mitchell is Jeff Rowe, and that is a big first down for Nevada.
Near the 41-yard line of Nevada, Marcus McCauley, number 7.
A gain of 18 yards on that strike.
Well, and this is definitely a strike. You got to stand in, be tall and strong, and deliver this ball, and Rowe does that. And Marco, the junior college transfer in his first ball game here, makes a nice catch with his hands over the middle.
Now you see here the running back right behind the quarterback. That's a feature of the pistol. He can hit the run downhill from there.
Rowe about 3 yards deep. That is where the pistol snap comes, and the handoff goes to Hubbard. Your first concern, I would assume, would be in the pistol errant snaps, because it's basically an entire game worth of short shotgun snaps. But according to Chris Ault, last season, the first year they installed this system, the whole year they only had 7 bad snaps.
Well, that's why they didn't run the pistol in that opening series backed up to their own end zone, because the risk is there. It is hard for a center to snap a shotgun-type snap and then go forward in a power running game.
Well, especially when he has someone lined up over him.
A gain of 3 on first down, 2nd down and 7. 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Once again, Rowe goes up top. Intended for Marco Mitchell, incomplete. Covered step for step on the play by the free safety, Vincent Mays.
Oh, talking about that Nevada pistol, you have to keep in mind that this thing came about because Auld was looking at the shotgun, and he said, well, you can't run it up the middle. You have to run east and west with the shotgun.
Well, there's so many things they can do, and part of it is, as we see, well, now the back is going to be right behind center again on this third down. They can run anything anybody else can, but with more vision.
They converted their last long third down. Here's third down and 7. Rowe again tries the sideline. Too far. Intended once again for Marco Mitchell. And once again, Fresno State has held. And Nevada will be forced to punt.
Well, Trevor, what do you think of this pistol so far?
You know what? I like it. I like it because it gives them more vision. That's the only thing. The quarterback...
Oh, wait. You said vision. What do you mean by more vision?
More vision, in other words, the quarterback being back, not under center, can read blitzes easier. The running back gets the ball deeper. He can read the hole with more time to spare.
Garcia's second punt. Returnable. Fernandez lines it up at the 15-yard line. Tries to get to the outside. Picks up a block. Stays on his feet. And gets out to the 22. So a lot of work done by Joe Fernandez to pick up 7 yards after a 41-yard punt. And once again, it will be the Bulldogs to the offense. Can Tom Brandstater keep his offense rolling? On his first offensive possession, he found Joe Fernandez for a touchdown.
ESPN College Game Day kicks off at its new time, Saturday at 10 a.m.
It don't get any better than this.
Catch Chris, Lee, and Kirk live from Hotlanta as the Yellow Jackets try to swarm second-ranked Notre Dame.
The weapons are all there for the Irish.
Will Mr. Everything help Georgia Tech pull off an opening day shocker? And meet the man chosen to fill Reggie Bush's shoes.
Eventually, Chauncey stayed with it, and here's his opportunity.
There's only one place to be on game day. Now at its new time, 10 a.m. Eastern, Saturday on ESPN.
My Camry Hybrid gets 40 miles per gallon in the city.
Really? Which city, Steve?
Let's find out. What do we got?
We got 40.
Told you so.
40 again.
40?
40, partner.
You looking at me?
I say 40, Steven.
The Camry Hybrid. 40 miles per gallon in the city. Any city.
So how much in L.A.?
So far, 0.
It's back, the Chevy Model Year End event. Time to get the best selection of dependable, long-lasting 06 trucks. So make your move. These Chevys are going fast. Like Silverado Half-Ton, J.D. Power and Associates highest-ranked large pickup in initial quality. Get 0% APR for 60 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on any 06 Silverado Half-Ton Crew and extended cab. Claim yours before they're gone. See your Central Valley Chevy dealer today.
A 7-0 lead for Fresno State. Bob Wischusen, Rod Gilmore, Trevor Matich, and Rob Simmelcare here in the Valley. And what a start it has been for the Bulldogs offense. 2 long drives, one that short-circuited at the 5-yard line after a Dwayne Wright fumble, followed up by a 50-yard touchdown drive. And quickly to the outside, the wide receiver hitch. Williams picks up a first down and then some. Out to the 40-yard line. So a good start again to a drive for Fresno State as we check in with Reese Davis, a 30-30 update.
All right, guys, the relationship between Deion Branch and the Patriots has gone from bad to nasty. He's filed a grievance against the team after they rejected trade offers. Branch had reached contract agreements with the Seahawks and Jets, but no deal could be finished. And the deal is pretty much finished for Team USA, beaten by Greece in the World Basketball Championship. Details on SportsCenter, mobile ESPN alerts always.
Reese, thanks very much. Again, a wide receiver hitch, and again, positive yardage. Jerron Fairman picks up 7 after Paul Williams picked up 17. Ezra Butler made the stop for the Wolfpack.
I think Paul Williams is just so important to this Fresno State offense. He's the deep threat. He's a tremendous athlete. He's a guy that the NFL scouts are looking at. He's considered to be a first-round pick, and Fresno has to use him on deep balls and let him run with it, too, as you saw on that hit screen a couple plays ago.
How about the start for Tom Brandstater, a sophomore making his first ever start, 7 of 8 for 61 yards. It has been somewhat of a controlled passing game as Wright goes up the middle. Stopped a couple of yards shy of a first down by one of the defensive captains, Matt Hines. He had surgery at the end of July to repair damaged cartilage in his knee. But Brandstater, you couldn't ask for a much better start.
We backed up Paul Pinniger last year, took half the snaps in practice, went to all the meetings, but the speed of the game is something that you just can't get used to until you're there. And so, like you mentioned, Rod, they've called a lot of short passes to get his confidence up. He has not yet attempted to throw the ball down the field more than once.
Final half minute of the first quarter, and so far Fresno State perfect on 3rd down. And Brandstater tries to keep them as such. Chasten West, though, brought down by Nick Hawthorne. Nice play by the free safety to come up, and he stopped Chasten West about a half-yard shy of a first down. So now it's 4th down at midfield. That's a big stop for Nevada.
Yeah, it's a great play. This is a really great play. He read this right off the bat, Hawthorne does, and then he flies right to West, looking at the upfield shoulder to keep him there.
Well, that takes us to the end of the first quarter. So some life for Chris Ault's Nevada team. They trail 7-0, but they make their first stop of the game defensively as these two teams play one of the most important games either will play all season in college football primetime.
An all-new Contender, Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
We convince a kid to stay off the streets. All we do is create a void. We've got to fill that void.
More than just a coach.
You want to start a football team? Exactly. Whatever hood you're from, this is your hood now.
More than just a team.
I want to show people I can play. It's harder being a loser.
More than just a game.
Now it's time to prove to everyone out there that even though you're locked up, you are somebody.
Based on a true story.
Not lose no more. All we got to do is show it one more time.
Gridiron Gang. Rated PG-13. In theaters September 15th.
T-Mobile's back-to-school family time plan takes on the competition.
He has more minutes than me.
There's no better family plan in wireless. Now get 1,000 minutes, just $49.99.
T-Mobile. Get more minutes.
Whoa! That's one monster case of athlete's foot. Blitz that with Tough Act and Tinactin. It cools, cures, hey, it even prevents most athlete's foot. Lamisol AT can't say that. Get boom! Tough Act and Tinactin.
I changed my oil. Why worry about engine sludge?
You can't see sludge coming, but it can rob gas mileage and hold your car back.
Yeah, right.
Castrol GTX has an improved formula to stop sludge in its tracks.
Give me a burger, fries.
GTX's new dispersants neutralize sludge for superior protection among leading 5W and 10W30s.
And some extra napkins.
Castrol GTX. It's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering.
The classic white wall. It's clean. It's contemporary. It says
we can't pick the right color.
That's what it says?
You can't hear that?
The Home Depot is the perfect place to find the perfect colors for your home. Now through Labor Day, get 25% off #1 rated Behr interior paint, plus stains, primers, and waterproofers.
At the Home Depot, you can do it, we can help.
It's fresh, it's soothing, it's like a tropical vacation.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun.
Set for the start of the second quarter, and Nevada is about to get the football back. A true freshman, Robert Malone, drops back deep to punt. And Joe Garcia, who again will be an NFL draft choice and very possibly a day one NFL draft choice at cornerback, is deep to receive for Nevada at the 13-yard line. And we're about to see a change of possession play, so we are about to see the effect of the new clock rules as Malone booms one about 3 yards deep in the end zone. So it will come out to the 20 with 14:53 to go in the second quarter. But, Rod, it won't be 14:53 on the clock for long. And, again, this is something that could impact the way coaches coach the end of games.
Yeah, last year we'd be waiting for them to snap the ball, and then you'd have the clock run. Now it's on the ready for play when the official marks it. And when he does that, then the clock starts to run.
And because this takes game time off the clock, as you see the clock running now, they figure it will take about 15 plays away from each team.
And Pat Hill, among many coaches, does not like the new rule. He says he doesn't want to lose plays off of the game, like 30 plays, like you mentioned.
This only the 10th play of the game so far offensively for Nevada, and it's Hubbard trying to run downhill. Not much there.
Robert Hubbard.
Ahia Lane came down the line and made the stop from his outside linebacker spot. It'll be second down and long.
Now, just about every coach we've talked to has complained about the new clock management rule, but the coaches were asleep at the wheel when the rule was implemented. The coaches competition committee approved it, and all the coaches had an opportunity to comment on the rule, and they chose not to. Chris All told me before the game, he said, hey, we just didn't do it. We didn't pay attention. We were asleep at the wheel.
Second down and 9. Play clock down inside of 5. Rowe under pressure, lobs one deep and throws it well out of bounds. Simply threw it away. It'll be third down and 9.
Rowe avoiding the sack.
One of the things they don't like about the rule is that they're not sure how it's going to affect the game. For example, what if there's a change of possession near the end of a half, they start the clock, and then when 24 seconds have run off, the offense jumps off sides. Then they wind the clock again after the penalty. They wait another 24 seconds. The officials will have to use a catch-all rule to make sure things like that don't happen.
A very important play early on for Nevada. In the opening minute 12 of the second quarter, third and 9. Rowe deep over the middle for his tight end. Laying out for it is Anthony Foodwell, and it's knocked away by Dwayne Andrews. How about the 240-pound inside linebacker going step for step down the middle of the field with the tight end?
Yeah, that's NFL material when you can do that. When you're an inside linebacker and you get matched up with a tight end who's going down the middle of the field, you better be able to turn and run. And if you can turn and run, you can play at the next level.
Dwayne Andrews, number 51, surprises Rowe.
Just about blocking the kick was Fresno. Fair catch called for by Fernandez and made, and that is a Fresno State specialty. Under Pat Hill, Fresno State has blocked 60 kicks since 1997, and they just about got to one there. Bulldogs with a 7-0 lead.
Quentin Tarantino presents a warrior who lost everything will take on a crime lord who massacred his people. Kill him. Tony Jaa is The Protector. Rated R. Everywhere. September 8th.
Spending limit? Who cares?
Not us, cause them ain't no credit cards.
Sure ain't.
Them motorcycles was expensive and fast.
And loud.
Oh yeah, them bikes be like wah.
No, like.
They went like wah. Sound good cause they free. Shoot.
Yeah, shoot.
City Identity Theft Solutions. Talk to a real person to help get your life back. Free when you get a Citi credit card or Citibank account.
So, what you going for?
I want it all. Then come try our new Super Sampler Combo. Crispy battered fish, succulent chicken, and 3 butterfly shrimp. All for just $3.99. Only at Long John Silver's.
With over 1.5 million vehicle listings on Cars.com, you can find the right car for you. That's it. Find the right car for you. Cars.com.
ESPN Full Circle brings you Florida State, Miami. Get the game from every angle. Touchdown! On ESPN, catch the great ACC rivalry that always seems to carry national title implications. While ESPN2 has close-ups of legendary Coach Bowden, the QBs, and more. And ESPNU and ESPN 360 have the Skycam, plus commentary from ESPN Radio's Colin Cowherd. ESPN Full Circle, Florida State, Miami, presented by Dish Network, Monday at 8.
Opening night here at Fresno State, one of the biggest games of the season in the WAC. Fresno State has a 7-0 lead, and Full Circle brings you Florida State, Miami from every angle. On ESPN, catch the great ACC rivalry with national title implications possibly. ESPN2 will have close-ups of Bobby Bowden, the quarterbacks, and more. ESPNU, ESPN 360, Skycam, commentary from Colin Cowherd, and so much more as Lanye Miller goes for about 6 yards. But what a night it will be Monday night in Miami as we check down on the sidelines with Rob Simmelcare.
Well, Bob, this Fresno State offense off to a good start moving the ball. And Pat Hill knew he had one thing coming into this season. 2 outstanding senior wide receivers. Obviously, Paul Williams, Joe Fernandez off to a good start. And they headline a class of 11 seniors on this team who were part of a 2002 recruiting class that was one of the best that Coach Hill said he ever had. So he knew he had some strong seniors. He just wondered whether this sophomore quarterback could get it to him. So far, he's been getting that job done.
Well, 2nd down and 4 set up by the run. And once again, it's to the ground for Fresno State. This is Anthony Harding for about 2 yards. It will be 3rd down and 2.
And Rob mentioned that senior class. Well, they got that great recruiting class following that 2001 season where they had the great start and they were ranked number 8 in the country. And so 26 guys, 26 good recruits came into Fresno State following that great season.
3rd down and 2 as Fresno State tries to do what they have done throughout the first half now, and that is control the clock and control the football. A 7-0 lead, and they have been deadly on 3rd down. And once again, up the seam goes Jerron Fairman. That's another 1st down. Now, last year in Division 1A, Nevada led the nation in time of possession, 33 minutes and 12 seconds per game.
Well, how about that throw by Brandstater, splitting it right in between a couple of defenders, giving his receiver a chance to pick it up. Jerron Fairman.
Moving the chains, Fresno State is turning the tables on that time of possession. Nevada held the ball for 10 minutes in the 4th quarter against them last year.
Well, this is Fresno State's 25th play here in the first half. Nevada has had only 12 offensive snaps. Right, again for about 5 yards, maybe 6 inside the 30, down to the 29 as the clock continues to roll in Fresno State's favor. And again, Nevada last year dominated time of possession, especially in the WAC, but overall in the nation. 33 minutes and 12 seconds. Well, they have already been doubled up in the first half tonight by the Bulldogs.
It tells you what Pat Hill was thinking about that new rule. If he's going to lose some plays, he's going to try and take it back by controlling the clock.
Well, the clock has been Pat Hill's friend so far here in the first half. The Bulldogs have punted only once. Brandstater to the outside, has his man, and has another 1st down. And again, it's Joe Fernandez. You might recognize the name as Father Mervin Fernandez was a wide receiver for the Raiders in the 80s and early 90s.
Swerving Mervin, and he just goes up and stops, and you can see the respect that D'Angelo Wilson gives his speed. And that's one of the reasons so many of these receivers of Fresno State have been open, that Nevada's defense respects so much speed in the entire depth of this wide receiver corps.
8 first downs to 1. And once again, knocking on the gold zone, Fresno State. Up top for Paul Williams, incomplete. And that time, for the first time, a deep ball tested to Joe Garcia's side, and the captain knocked it away.
But when you have Paul Williams, you don't really stay away from any particular corner. And you're talking about a guy who's 6'2", very athletic. He's going up against Garcia, an all-conference corner who's only 6 feet tall, but he doesn't jump as well as Williams. So Brandstater just puts it up there and says, Paul, go get it.
That's right, Rod. Even when Williams is covered, he's not covered because there's the vertical component.
Well, Marcus McCauley, who is also on a lot of people's draft boards as a cornerback for Fresno State, said that going one-on-one with Paul Williams is not what you want. And here, one-on-one to the outside goes right, tripped up and a touchdown-saving tackle made by Nick Hawthrone, but he couldn't stop Fresno State from picking up yet another first down.
Well, again, you see a nice move to the outside, an opportunity to see Wright show some moves other than just the power we've seen out of him most of tonight. It's good to see him cut, you know, with that bad knee he had. He tore actually his patella tendon about 3 years ago.
Well, he hasn't played since the 11th of September of 2004. And that was when, against Kansas State, he tore that patella tendon, missed most of the rest of that season, all of 2005. But he told us that he felt like the only rust he's feeling right now is mental rust, just getting back into that football frame of mind, that the physical rust is gone. Physically, he feels just as he did 2 years ago.
Although he is a bit tired now. He was standing there with his hands on his hips in the second quarter.
You don't get many practices where you carry the ball, you know, 14 times in a row, running up and down the field. So this is a different test.
Well, game time temperatures here also in the mid-90s. So we're going to see a lot of different players tested today.
It's hotter than that, buddy. It's hotter than that. Trust me.
Out of the gun, Brand Stater on first down. Tries to flip the screen to the left-hand side, and a dangerous play up over the head of Wright. As he was closely covered, Matt Hines, the nose guard, actually stepped out and got in front of Wright.
Well, it's still hot in the sun, 102 degrees, but the Fresno bench is in the shade. The Nevada bench is still in the sun, so this grinding running game that Fresno State is putting on Nevada right now is in the hot sun on the field, and then those defenders go back to their side of the field and sit in the hot sun.
All right, I'm not sure where Trevor grew up, but where I come from, 102 in the shade is still hot.
Still hot.
Hand off to Wright. He gets inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line, a gain of 9. It will be 2nd and 1 from the 5. D'Angelo Wilson made the tackle, and we have been calling a lot of secondary tackle numbers for Nevada. Not a good sign.
Raj, you know what I like best about this run? Watch at the end when he covers the ball with both hands. He knows where he is on the field, and he makes sure he didn't cover it with both hands. I thought he did. It looked like he did.
Well, let's tell him. He better cover with both hands. He better cover with both hands then.
I thought he did, and I was proud of him.
Again, Fresno State looking for a 3rd down conversion. 3rd and 1 at the 5. Again, it's to the ground. And again, a first down picked up by Dwayne Wright. 1st and goal for the Bulldogs at the 3.
Well, we had the fumble on the opening drive going down towards the other end zone. And now I think that should be less than enough to get both hands on that ball down there.
Well, welcome back to college football, Mr. Wright. Tired of watching for the last couple of seasons, and he's getting a workout tonight.
So far on 4 possessions, Fresno State has had it 1st and goal on 3 of them. This is the 3rd time they've been inside the 10-yard line, only with 7 points on the board. Brand Stater to throw, wide open. Oh, and he missed his man at the 3. He had Rashawn Vircher, the fullback, who's been the lead blocker for 3 straight 1,000-yard rushers. He doesn't get a chance to score all that often, and he misses him at the 2.
That's a hard throw, but you have to put this ball toward the sideline to the upfield shoulder to give the receiver a chance to catch it, turn, and run. You don't want your back to have to turn around or put his hands up high.
2nd down and goal with 8:48 to go before halftime. Now it's Wright to the ground, right up the middle, moving the pile at the goal line. Forward momentum. Is he in? No signal yet. And it looks like he was stopped at the half-yard line. It will be 3rd down and goal.
And Trevor, in the first quarter, when he bulldozed the pile like that, they stood him up and they stripped the ball out. This time it doesn't happen.
No, this time he's protecting that ball. But watch number 7 come in from the left. Brand Stater, the quarterback, the last guy in with his version of the Bush push to try to get that pile over the end line.
The Bush push?
The Bush push.
What's the Bush push?
USC at Notre Dame, helping that quarterback sneak of Matt Leinart at the end to win the game. Looks like Brand Stater was watching that game.
Okay, I thought you were talking about the president.
Now it's the freshman, Lanye Miller, in the game. He gets the call, and he is stopped. Well, give some credit to the Nevada defense. Matt Hines knocks him to the turf, and now a decision for Pat Hill.
What do you do?
What do you do on
Trevor?
4th and goal?
What do you want?
You go for it. You absolutely go for it. You're at home. You've got the defense tired.
Not that tired. They just stopped you.
And plus,
I want points.
Even if they fail, they're still backed up.
If they don't make this, Nevada will get so much momentum because they will have had Fresno State in there 3 times and turned them away twice.
Once again, in is Dwayne Wright. A chance for Nevada to make a game-changing play on defense. Right up the middle, at the goal line. Touchdown. One official on the far side signals touchdown. One official on the near side started to make the crisscross hand motion over his head as if to blow the play dead. And it looks as if the official on the far side that signaled touchdown will win out. You be the judge.
Well, and every play is reviewed upstairs. Does the ball get across? And the official on the far side up there seems to be the guy with the best view, and he calls it a touchdown. The lower part of the screen, the other official ruled no touchdown.
It is being reviewed right now, and if play is not stopped, that means the replay official feels that there is indisputable visual evidence that it is a touchdown.
Stitzer on to attempt the extra point, and it is perfect. 7:17 to go before halftime, and Fresno State goes for it on 4th down, and they now have a 2-touchdown lead.
Live Tuesday, September 12th, America, are you ready to do it? With Emmett Smith, Monique Coleman, Jerry Springer, Vivica 8-Box, Joey Lawrence, Sarah Evans, Mario Lopez, Harry Hamlin, Shayna Mokler, Tucker Carlson, and Willa Ford. Let's do it. Dancing with the Stars 2-hour premiere, Tuesday, September 12th, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
How do you want your steak? Medium. You? Medium rare.
Let it go.
Is my steak okay?
A1 steak sauce. Yeah, it's that important.
The nation's top critics are raving about the #1 movie in America. Invincible gets 2 thumbs up. What a way to end the summer. If it doesn't make you stand up and cheer, you don't have a pulse. Invincible, rated PG, now playing.
Whoa! That's one monster case of athlete's foot. Blitz that with Tough Actin Tinactin. It cools, cures, hey, it even prevents most athlete's foot. Lamisol AT can't say that. Get boom! Tough Actin Tinactin.
Your SUV is designed to go off-road, but sometimes the off-road comes to you. Introducing the new Goodyear Forterra with silent armor technology, made with SUV drivers in mind. A layer made with Kevlar means the Forterra is tough and rugged, and extra cushioning means the Forterra rides quietly and comfortably. The new Goodyear Forterra with silent armor technology. Go confidently on the wings of Goodyear.
The first touchdown in 2 years for Dwayne Wright. A 14-play, 56-yard scoring drive. More plays run offensively by Fresno State on that drive than Nevada has run so far in the first half. And we are midway through the second quarter, so it has been ball control tonight for the Bulldogs as Stitzer is set to kick off. Hubbard back deep to receive. He fields it on a hop at the goal line, looking for some field position. They have had none so far. And not great field position here either, out to the 22-yard line. And let's take a look at the touchdown.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the defensive effort here. Watch how Nevada stuffs this thing. Now watch 30, Joshua Maga. He gets in there right there. Nice stuffing of the play there. But Wright, he's so strong. He feels the softness, comes off of the hit, and the ball does break the plane for the touchdown. And not a bad defensive play at all down there on the goal line.
No, they were just so close that even a good defensive play wasn't good enough.
Well, now Jeff Rowe, only the 13th offensive snap here in the first half for the Wolfpack as they trail by 2 touchdowns. To the ground and breaking free, Hubbard, and lost the football. Oh, what a disaster it would be for the Wolfpack to turn it over. But it looks like Hubbard got back his own loose ball.
Well, imagine if this would have been a turnover. The defense has to come back onto the field in this heat.
Alan Goodwin, number 10.
Stripped away by Dwayne Andrews, but luckily for Hubbard, somehow he found it between his legs and recovered and ends up picking up 7 yards on first down, 2nd down and 3. Again, the new look pistol offense, only the 2nd year of its existence at Nevada. Very successful last year. And this time Hubbard picks up the first down and then some. Knocked down by Josh Shirley in the secondary, but not before picking up about another 9 yards as at long last Nevada trying to get out of their own end.
Well, and Hubbard really hurt Fresno State last season. He had 3 touchdowns and 146 yards rushing on 16 carries. And on plays like this, slight misdirection, some down blocking up front, he cuts in behind it.
Yeah, well, that down blocking you're talking about is a feature of Chris Holt's offense, where the offensive line doesn't always just go straight ahead. They pull, they twist around to create blocking angles.
We've played about 25 minutes here in the first half, and 22 of the 25 minutes have been played in Nevada's end. Hubbard one-on-one with Andrews, and he picks up 2 yards. Again, Saturday college football kickoff weekend continues with a pair of games on ESPN. First at 5:30 Eastern. This should be a good one. Number 9 Cal visiting the Volunteers at Tennessee. Then at 8:45, we'll see John David Booty take the reins of the USC offense. The Trojans in Arkansas. College football primetime Saturday on ESPN. For more information, you can log on to ESPN.com.
And if you haven't seen Marshawn Lynch of California play at running back, you're in for a treat. I think he's the best running back in college football. No disrespect to Adrian Peterson and Michael Bush, but Marshawn Lynch is special.
2nd down and 8. Rowe under pressure, being chased, and gets back to the line before he's shoved out by Alan Goodwin. Forced out by Lewis Leonard as well. Well, once again, we would like to welcome you here to Bulldog Stadium. We are on the campus of Fresno State, and this is the first game this season for either of these two teams in the opening kickoff weekend in the WAC, and it might be one of the 2 biggest games that either will play all year. I'm Bob Wischusen here with Trevor Maddich, Rod Gilmore, and Rob Simmelcare, who is down on the sidelines. It has been all Fresno State early on, and once again, a test for the Nevada offense on 3rd down and 8. Crowd making a lot of noise. Rowe. Deep over the middle. Incomplete, intended for Spencer. And once again, without getting to midfield, Nevada will be forced to punt.
On 3rd and long, it makes sense for them to go long. They have not been able to move the chains, and so they're going for a big strike to try to get something to happen.
Well, one of the great things for Fresno State is that they're playing Nevada first. Last year, they had about a week to get ready for this pistol offense that they really hadn't seen before. Now, they had all summer, all spring to prepare for it.
Garcia gets away a wobbly kick. It takes a Nevada bounce, out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. 14-0. Chris Alt's Nevada Wolfpack trying to come back with 4:38 to go.
The Bulldogs stand for the Pepsi.
I have not had it up to here with you, young lady.
Why do you insist on treating me like an adult?
Because you insist on acting like one. Now, you're getting this new phone.
But it's so small. I really like it. Why is it always what I want?
Well, do you have any idea how much money this is not going to cost me?
I love you.
I know you really mean that.
You never hated me, and you never will.
You are the most grateful little...
Singular is changing the conversation about cell phones. Introducing the newest Go Phone. Pick your plan or pay as you go, and get all you need to make everybody happy. Singular, raising the bar.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's time to drive. It's time to save. This week, it's the Bottom Line sales event at Lithia Nissan of Fresno. We've got a huge selection of new 06 Nissan Sentras and Nissan Altimas. It is the time to buy. This weekend, get a new 2006 Nissan Sentra SE at the net cost to you of just $13,999, $22 at this cost. Or drive away in a 2006 Nissan Titan with over 100 Titans in stock to choose from. The Bottom Line sales event only at Lithia Nissan of Fresno, North Blackstone and Auto Center Drive. Going on now.
The GMC Final Summer Bonus. A great time to see all the professional-grade possibilities waiting for you, like the GMC Sierra 1500, delivering an EPA estimated 21 miles per gallon highway. Qualified buyers can get 0% APR for 60 months, plus $2,000 extra bonus cash on an 06 Sierra 1500 Crew SL. Or choose cash back and get one for just $19,850 after all offers. See the pros at your local GMC dealer by September 5th.
Fresno State 14, Nevada nothing. 4:38 to go before halftime. And the Wolfpack have yet to put together an offensive drive that has lasted more than 6 plays. Every Fresno State drive has lasted at least 8 plays, and they have dominated time of possession here in the first half and have it back 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line. Brandstater on a rollout, not much there. Rob Simmelcare is standing by on the sideline, though, with a coaching legend. Rob?
All right, Bob, some pretty illustrious company here. Jim Sweeney, who headed this Fresno State program for 19 years, and this field is named after you, so I guess you get in for free, huh?
Well, yes, I've got 4 free tickets, and I need them, too, because they're not paying me much anymore.
What is, of all the things you did, 200 career wins, 16th all-time on the list. You won 5 bowl games here. What is the thing you did as a coach that you're most proud of?
Well, I think my association with the players before, during, and since is outstanding. And developing so many coaches who are now head coaches in college or who are in the NFL as assistants, you know, those are all achievements I'm proud of.
And you coached some pretty good players while you were here, too. Trent Dilfer, Billy Volek, to name a couple. Any that stands out to you?
O'Neal was my favorite all-time football player.
Why?
Because he was the toughest. He blocked really well. He could have been a linebacker. He's a good ball carrier. He did it all.
Now, I happen to notice that you, with 200 career wins, you see a penalty there. With 200 career wins, you have the most wins of any college coach not currently in the College Football Hall of Fame. How much do you think about that?
Well, I think about it quite a bit. My win-loss record at Washington State left a little to be desired, you know, to say the least. I tell people I left there for health reasons. The alumni were sick of me, but facetiously I say that. I loved it there, and that win-loss record has impeded my progress a little bit, but I have hopes that it will come to pass someday.
All right, Coach, what do you think about this team this year?
Well, that young man that you're watching run there, number 7, is an outstanding player. Brandstater, he's 6'5". He's only a sophomore. We've got a young kid that's a redshirt freshman behind him, so I think we're going to be fine.
All right, Coach, thanks for spending some time with us, and we'll continue to enjoy your retirement. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Back up to you, Bob.
All right, Rob, thanks very much. Well, on the coach's cue, Tom Brandstater, the sophomore, scrambles for 11 yards after the first penalty of the night was called against Fresno. They give him a gain of about 12, so now it's 3rd down and 8, and again a chance for the defense for Nevada to try and get their team back in the game. They have done nothing offensively so far here in the first half. Shotgun set for Brandstater. Here comes the blitz to the outside, incomplete, intended for Williams. So with the penalties held, Fresno State goes 3 downs and out for the first time.
Yeah, the best set for that defense. When your secondary leads the team in tackling on in a game night, that's not good. 15 tackles by the secondary, 2 by the defensive line for Nevada.
Last year, this is what this Nevada defense did. They gave up a lot of yards, but then they made big plays to keep people from outscoring them. And so far in this game, this is the best they've done.
And a chance for Nevada to finally get some field position as Malone will punt from inside his own 15-yard line. Joe Garcia waits back at the 34. He handles a low snap and gets off a short kick. Garcia just about dodged the first man, but it was a wide receiver, Marlon Moore, that tripped him up just shy of the 45-yard line with under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Only a 30-yard punt and a 1-yard return, so only 29 yards of field position netted after that punt for Fresno State. Well, the entire first half, for the most part, outside of 3 minutes, has been played in Nevada territory. And Chris Ault, in 31 years at Nevada, already in the Hall of Fame for college football.
He took over this program a couple years ago, and it was not an easy situation that he stepped into.
On 1st and 10. Rowe may be changing the play. Barks out signals to his offensive line. Play clock down to 2. Gets it off. Hubbard bounces up the middle and runs hard for about 5 yards. But I thought one thing that Pat Hill said that was very impressive was that he feels as if Chris Ault has invested his entire football life in Nevada.
Well, I think that's right. And go back and look at what happened. He was the athletic director, took over the program as the coach a couple years ago, buying out the last year of the contract of Chris Tormey after the program struggled. 16-31 on the field was Tormey's record. And they had problems off the field as well.
Last year, a bowl game, a bowl win, and a conference championship. And now a first down for Robert Hubbard inside the 45-yard line of Fresno State. Dwayne Andrews made the tackle, but this is the first trip into plus territory for Nevada.
And getting back to those problems off the field for Nevada, he took over a program where there were 9 players that had felony arrests. And that bridged a little bit of his tenure, but also Tormey's tenure. And he decided at that point he was going to institute a zero-tolerance policy. He's been a tough, disciplined guy, and he's turned the program around.
On first down, Hubbard tries to run one way, reverses field, picks up a block from his quarterback, but it won't be enough. He'll lose about 7 yards back near midfield as we take a look at what's coming up at halftime with Reese Davis.
And just ahead on the Olive Garden halftime report, Lou and Mark will be here. We'll take you around to the games that we'll see over the weekend on the family of networks. Tell you why Deion Branch is still with the Patriots, sort of. You guys will make some picks.
A hog devours a Trojan horse.
I'll tell you what, and take your pick, Georgia Tech, Notre Dame. There's one of us up here that's probably going to lean towards Notre Dame. I don't know who that could be.
I can't imagine who that might be, and I wonder who would lean against them. If you ever go against them.
You know, I think Reese is going to have to keep Lou and Mark away from each other. He's got to step in between those two. Don't throw Notre Dame out in front of those two.
Well, that's going to be a tough game for Notre Dame. Calvin Johnson, wide receivers. You know, it's going to be tough for their defense to keep up with the speed of Georgia Tech.
I don't know. Notre Dame has a lot of offense. I just think that it was just terrible for college football that last year Brady Quinn did not wind up in New York as part of that Heisman ceremony. I think he should have been there. There would have been no problem bringing one more guy there. And I think that Weiss and company will be on a mission this year to get him to New York and have him win. And I think he'll be there. But I still think it was really bad that he wasn't in New York last season.
Is Brady Quinn your Heisman favorite this season?
You know, he's the leader right now, you know, coming out of the clubhouse. But I think it's so early. You know, let somebody play. Let them play their way into this thing. Let's not hype guys into it. Play your way into the race.
Nevada spent their first time out, setting up 2nd down and 16. Again, just into Fresno territory. Again, a 4-man rush. Rowe has some time to the outside, and one of his better throws connects with Marco Mitchell. 3 yards shy of a first down.
Well, you know what Bino Cook says is that to win the Heisman, you need to play for Notre Dame or beat Notre Dame. And when was the last time somebody who played for Notre Dame was this high of a candidate this early in the season?
It kind of works for the guys who beat Notre Dame, Weinert and Bush, huh?
They ruled Marco Mitchell to be out of bounds before controlling the football. And Chris Ault did not like the call. It looked like a catch from our vantage point. So now it's 3rd down and 16. What a difference from 3rd and 3 back to 3rd and deep. Downfield, wide open, making the catch in traffic, Adam Bishop. Oh, what a big play that is for the Nevada offense. Marcus McCauley makes the stop, but the backup tight end picks up a first down.
And how does this happen? You put stress on the secondary. You run guys straight down the field, and you force the free safety to make a choice. Which way do you go? Do you take the guy flying down to the bottom of the screen or the top? And he's held in the middle of the field because he had to respect the fight, the right that Marco was running down the field on the other side.
A huge first down for Nevada. Their deepest penetration so far. 1st and 10. Rowe steps up. Buying himself some time. Caught! Touchdown! Mike McCoy got loose, but it was Rowe that bought time, and Nevada's back in the game.
Wow. How about that catch by McCoy?
Rose looking for his tight end. Bishop again over the middle. And when he is covered, that's when he buys the time. And look at the hit he takes to deliver this ball.
Now watch at the end, though. Watch how McCoy plucks this thing up. It's a little bit behind him over his head. Nice grab.
Nevada just called their second timeout as they were a bit confused in terms of personnel out there to attempt the extra point with 37 seconds to go before halftime. And Nevada is right back in the game after doing nothing offensively the entire game.
You know what happens when a dog gets hold of a duck. Don't miss a minute.
He's looking right in the middle, right here. And when he's covered, then he goes for the secondary receiver.
Well, you have to keep scrambling to stay alive and help your quarterback. McCoy makes sure he goes toward the place where his quarterback row is hanging out, and he gets the ball. And, you know, there's some folks in Colfax, California, where McCoy grew up. A bunch of guys who played opposite him at Center High School who remember McCoy. They're going, yeah, I remember that guy. And why? Because McCoy once had 263 yards receiving in one high school game against Center High School.
Two huge throws on that drive made by Jeff Rowe. The 26-yard pickup to Adam Bishop on 3rd and 16. And now the extra point is blocked. Knifing through to knock it away was Jason Shirley. That's the 61st blocked kick in just over 9 years under Pat Hill for Fresno.
Fresno State has never been more engaged in fulfilling its academic potential than today. Students for enology and viticulture, for example, are taking the art and science of winemaking in the lab to a whole new level in the field as a future career. A career capable of accomplishing great things, like advancing world-class agriculture. Fresno State, the university for the new California, where great futures grow for all students.
There are no fans in the stands. No one watching. Go ahead. Hit the showers. You did good. Good is respectable. Good is admirable. Good is good. There's nothing wrong with good, but it's not great. Be great. Play up. The Western Athletic Conference.
I pity the fool that kicks the ball up in my area as Jason Shirley comes up with the blocked extra point, so it's 14-6. And now Nevada follows that up by kicking the ball out of bounds with the Mr. T.
You can cut your hair any way you want to when you cut through the line like this and you block that PAT.
6'5", 330 pounds.
The ball will be placed at the spot. First down.
His barber would have to stand on a box in order to reach that hair.
Well, his barber was busy, although from an aesthetic standpoint, I question some of the decisions he made. But under Pat Hill since 1997, they have been a special teams demon.
That's not a full Mr. T cut, though, because you look to the left. He's got little arrows to the left, nothing to the right. I think a full Mr. T is just clean all the way.
Well, a full Mr. T would put him in camouflage fatigues and 700 pounds of chains around his neck. I mean, that's probably about as close as we're going to get. Well, special teams have been a major factor, and John Baxter does such a great job for Fresno State. 61 blocked kicks, and now rather than risk another turnover with the sophomore quarterback, Fresno State will take a knee. That will end the first half, and it's a one-score game at halftime.
For as much as they dominated the first half, it's surprising that they're only up by 1 touchdown.
That was a major momentum change at the end of the first half, and the play made by Jeff Rowe to...
If you go for one and you're down by 8 points, it's a one-possession game. There's still anxiety. Now you make it a little bit easier for Fresno State by saying you've got a 9-point lead, 2-possession game.
The only offensive snap so far here in the third quarter was the 40-yard touchdown run by Dwayne Wright. This is only the second offensive snap of the third quarter for Fresno, and again it's Wright busting free for a gain of about 11. But Trevor, back to the philosophical argument regarding the two-point conversion?
Well, there's two sides on the flip side of that. One is you're on the road, you need to play aggressively, especially when you're behind. But the other is, if I know as a coach I'm going to need a two-point conversion now or later, I want to try it now, so if I fail to make it, at least I know what's ahead of me and what I need to do to make it up.
You know you're further behind.
I'd rather know that now than with 2 minutes to go.
1st and 10 at the 21. Dwayne Wright has been the workhorse, and he gets the call again. Not much there this time. Shut down at the line for a loss of 1. If I were to break the tie, I have to agree with Rod. I think you chase the point when you are forced to chase the point later in the game. To me, if you're Nevada, on your sideline right now, mentally, you really feel much better about yourselves if you can look at the scoreboard and say it's a one-possession game after all we've been through.
And as a player, I always hated it when the coaches would say it's a 4-quarter game, and then they'd coach it like it was a 3-quarter game.
Feel good about yourself. What is this, Oprah? What's going on here, Pop? This is a matter of getting the points you need and knowing what plays you need to call.
Outside in the parking lot, there's a new car for you, by the way, Trevor. We're giving that to everyone in the stadium tonight. Wide receiver hitch, not much there for Chaston West, and now some spirit from the Nevada defense. They've put Fresno State in 3rd down and long.
And this is where you put pressure on the young quarterback. Brent Stater has been phenomenal tonight, but he's been in control. They've been ahead of the game the entire time. He hasn't had to make too many 3rd down and long situations. This is the key one.
3rd down and a long 9. Fresno State 6 for 9 so far tonight on 3rd down, and a shotgun set for Brandstater. The Bulldogs trying to keep the drive alive. They have not had the ball at all here in the quarter. And over the head of his intended receiver sails the pass. So Brandstater fails to connect. Gerard Fairman, the intended receiver. And here comes the punting unit. Nevada about to get the football back.
Number 28 defending. It is 4th down. Robert Malone moves into punt formation.
Malone set to punt. And again, back deep to receive is Garcia, as now Fresno State 6 for 10 on 3rd down after a 4 for 4 start. They have not been nearly as efficient. Malone gets away a wobbly kick. Fair catch called for by Garcia and made. Great field position for Nevada. And this is the start of a very difficult schedule for Fresno State. They are going to follow this game up with some tough out-of-conference competition, which has been a topic of debate for the past several years, with Pat Hill scheduling very difficult non-WAC games and not winning WAC championships. And gentlemen, that is the topic of tonight's Friday night debate for Rod and Trevor. Fresno State's focus, is it BCS or bust? Should they focus more on trying to get to the BCS? Or should they try and concentrate more on making it to a WAC title? Rowe on 1st down, the give for Hubbard, and he's tripped up after a gain of 3.
Hubbard.
What do you think, Trevor?
I don't think they're mutually exclusive. I think that why not shoot the moon? Why not believe in your program that you can play with the big boys? And they've proven that they can play with the big boys. Witness the USC game last week. Last year. Now they do need to win the conference. They need to focus there. But I don't think you need to say, let's focus on the conference, forget the other big games, because this program feeds on being the underdog, and they like it.
Rowe on 2nd down and 8. Back to throw. The safe pass over the middle, makes connection with Adam Bishop, and he fights his way for a 1st down.
Well, I think that Pat Hill has done such a great job with this program over the years that it's time for him to change his philosophy. And that's because he's gotten a lot of national respect. If he needs to get to a BCS game, again, the rule change now, 5 BCS games, allows him automatically at 12 to get in. At number 16, he still has a shot. There's no longer a need for Fresno State to play Oregon and LSU and all these other teams non-league. Play one, but lighten your schedule. Your reputation will carry you in if you win your conference.
It is certainly a great debate. You can weigh in. 1st and 10 for Nevada. And Hubbard is shut down at the line. But if you'd like to contribute to the Fresno State BCS or bust debate, you can log on to the SportsNation ESPN.com poll and vote. We've already had about 8,000 hits, and we'll update what the fans think in the 4th quarter.
You know, you think back to 2001 when Wisconsin was a victim of Fresno State, and I believe they knocked off Oregon State. and then they lost in the conference. Well, when you play that many quality opponents non-league, mentally and physically, it's hard to go through your conference schedule. You just look at the USC game last year when Fresno State was number 16, and they lost their final 4 games after losing to SC.
Second down and 9. Hubbard breaks free. Makes a move in the open field inside the 25 all the way down to the 22-yard line. Inside of the final minute of the third quarter. And this has been all Nevada in the third quarter. And they are back just outside the red zone.
It's been a tale of 2 halves. It was the best of times and the worst of times tonight for Nevada. First half was awful. Second half, pretty good. They've gotten the running game going. They completed some passes down the field. You see a wide open lane there with that zone blocking, that outside zone, that Hubbard hit that outside crease.
Hubbard out as the sophomore Luke Lippincott is now in. Hubbard a 28-yard gain, and it's 1st and 10. Here's Lippincott, finds a crease inside the 10, down to the 7. Stopped by Vincent Mays. It's 1st and goal, Nevada.
Watch the center, number 76, Jimmy Wadhams. He gets a terrific block in there after snapping that short shotgun snap. He didn't pull that time. He went straight ahead and blew out the center of Fresno State's line. That is a very difficult thing for a center to do.
Yeah, especially when you're talking about Jason Shirley and their 330 pounds at tackle and Lewis Leonard at 320.
Well, it should be the final play of the third quarter if they get it off. Down to 1 second on the game clock. It's at zeros, and the officials blow the whistle, and we will start the fourth quarter with Nevada. 1st down and goal, but they will march all the way back down and be right in the shadow of the student section, so now crowd noise might become a factor to start the fourth quarter for Nevada. The crowd had a lot to cheer about early on. Fresno State with a 2-score lead for most of the game. Nevada on the comeback trail. The fourth quarter is next.
ESPN Full Circle, Florida State, Miami, Monday at 8.
T-Mobile's back-to-school family time plan takes on the competition.
He has more minutes than me.
There's no better family plan in wireless. Now get 1,000 minutes, just $49.99.
T-Mobile, get more minutes.
Whoa! That's one monster case of athlete's foot. Blitz that with Tough Act and Tinactin. It cools, cures, hey, it even prevents most athlete's foot. Lamisol AT can't say that. Get boom! Tough Act and Tinactin.
Why you always get the front seat?
Because I have the higher education.
What do you
I
mean?
took honors classes.
In high school.
Hey, it's Bobby Bowden. I'm going to touch him.
Now would be a good time to have accident forgiveness.
I'm still going to touch him.
Part of Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance. Are you in good hands?
That wasn't him. But you still touched him.
When you want to finish with truly healthy hair, where do you start? Right at the source, the scalp. Introducing the totally reinvented Head & Shoulders. The HydroZinc formula contains 6 times the moisturizers for your scalp and hair. It's healthy and beautiful, so eliminate up to 100% of visible flakes and start at the scalp for truly healthy hair. And now, take a rejuvenating escape with new Ocean Lift from Head & Shoulders.
Don't forget about us, TV.
With Glidden Team Colors paint, you can get the official colors of your favorite team.
Sir, you're all set.
Whoever that may be. Exclusively from Glidden and only at the Home Depot.
ESPN Fantasy Football is free. Come play where the experts are. With coverage on TV, radio, online, in the magazine, and on mobile ESPN. We have all the tools and info you'll need to win. Play for free at ESPN.com. ESPN College Game Day kicks off at its new time, 10 a.m.
It don't get any better than this.
Catch Chris, Lee, and Kirk live from Hotlanta as the Yellow Jackets try to swarm second-ranked Notre Dame. College Game Day, 10 a.m. Eastern, Saturday on ESPN.
21-12 as we head to the fourth quarter. Nevada has it first and goal at the 7, and they have completely turned this game around with a dominant third quarter.
First and goal, Wolfpack.
Nevada now with 20 more total yards in the game than Fresno State, outgaining them by nearly 110 yards in the third quarter. And now they're forced to call timeout just as they come to the line. And that's their second timeout. Nevada with only one timeout remaining. So out of the third to fourth quarter break, Nevada spends the second of their 3 timeouts.
And that's sort of an impact of, rule changing. You've got these officials who are running the clock when they say ready, and not just with the rule changes, but, they're getting in the habit of being more efficient with starting the 25-second clock. And everybody's getting on the line better. So, you got to use your timeout if you're not ready to go.
Yeah, and that's one reason I think that you're not going to see a whole lot of shortening of the game based on this rule change of possession, because both of these teams have gone out on change of possession and immediately lined up over the ball to run a play. They're not huddling.
What a great quarter it was, though, for the Pistol offense as we check in with Rob.
Yeah, Bob, Chris All got some funny looks when he first created this Pistol offense. He said folks were wondering what it was, but it may starting now get a little bit of national attention. In fact, there is a high school outside of Kansas City that is running the Pistol offense, and we just got an update. They're winning their game 28-7 right now at halftime. So, hey, it's picking up steam here and there, too, Bob.
Well, trailing by 9, first and goal at the 7. The Pistol offense is now trying to score its second touchdown of the second half. They go to the ground. Lippincott to the 1. It will be second down and goal. And this has turned into one heck of a football game.
Yeah, and Lippincott is a big part of what's changed for them. He is the power back. He's bigger than Hubbard. He's 215, 217 pounds, 6'2". Hubbard's only about 190. He's the power guy, and you need him down around the goal line to bang the ball in.
And Hubbard had a sports hernia surgery in the offseason, and it may be bothering him, and that's why he's not as effective as the other backs.
Lippincott is a converted safety, and he is in once again behind Rowe on second and goal from the 1. He gets the call, and he's in. Touchdown, Nevada. What a second half this has been so far for the Wolfpack. And now will they go for 2 or simply kick the point? You have to think now there is not much advantage to going for 2.
Now watch the second effort by the big back. He gets hit behind the line of scrimmage twice. A good running back has to break tackles, particularly down around the goal line.
Rod, that first guy that hit him was defensive tackle John Monga. Had him completely lined up, one-on-one. Lippincott won.
Well, Lippincott was hurt and missed all of last season, but his touchdown. And now Jake Alon to attempt the extra point to make it a 2-point game. And whistles, flags down as the play clock had wound all the way down.
Delay, offense. 5-yard penalty, replay the try.
So the extra point becomes 5 yards more difficult.
I hope you cannot lip read. Chris Alt was not happy there. He's trying to figure out how they could not possibly get their guys on the field for a PAT after a touchdown. You practice that, you practice it. How do you mess it up?
From 20 yards to 25 yards now on the point after attempt. And still Jekyll is right down the middle. 45 seconds gone by in the fourth quarter. And the Fresno State lead has been cut to 2. Chris Alt's team with a heroic second half so far. Luke Lippincott goes over, and it's a 2-point game.
Spending limit? Who cares?
Not us, cause them ain't no credit codes.
Sure ain't.
Them motorcycles was expensive and fast.
And loud.
Oh yeah, them bikes be like wah.
No, like.
They went like wah. Sound good cause they free. Shoot. Yeah, shoot.
City Identity Theft Solutions. Talk to a real person to help get your life back. Free when you get a Citi credit card or Citibank account.
Your ultimate drink stop.
Drive in for Sonic's new Peach Fruit Smoothie. A delicious, fat-free combination of real peaches and creamy yogurt blended to perfection. Sonic's new Peach Fruit Smoothie. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
For those who love pistachios, there's new Planters Pistachio Lovers Mix. 50% pistachios, 100% love.
It is absolutely possible to find a woman who is a sports fan on eHarmony.
I'm in my Browns, and he's in his Steelers, two biggest rivals in the NFL. Well, as far as I'm concerned. My dad said, "You're going to marry a Steelers fan?"
Oh, she was stirring up big time when the Browns looked like they had some life.
Looked like they were going to really give them a run for their money.
Or at least score a point or something. It's fun to have a little banter back and forth.
Find everything you're looking for on eHarmony.com. Log on today.
Dun, 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 dun.
The kickoff comes down to Fernandez at the 4. Tripped up at the 24. In a second half that has been all Nevada. It's now a 2-point game here at Fresno State.
Well, they've been dominant in the second half. The difference in the second half, one bad sequence. A fumble here which set up Fresno State for a quick touchdown run by Wright on the very next play. You wipe that out. Wipe out that sequence. It has been all Nevada second half. Just look at that graphic at the time of possession. Second half, under 3 minutes for Fresno State.
After Fresno State dominated time possession in the first half. And remember, Nevada led the nation in time of possession last year. So it's back to their kind of a football game. But once again, up the middle goes Dwayne Wright. What a night he's had. He's well over 100 yards.
If you're Fresno State, where do you go? You go back to what worked in the first half, which is right up the middle, right over the top of center Kyle Young, and they went to it there.
I still think that they're going to need a little bit more than just Wright. I think Paul Williams has to get involved. They haven't gone his way very much tonight, but he's going to have to catch a ball or two if they're going to seal this game, win this game.
And a test now managing the game for the sophomore quarterback, Tom Brandstater, in its first start. Here an end around. Williams can't break contain. Holding the play up on the near side was Jonathan Amaya, and he forced Williams back inside.
Pat Hill's playing this very conservatively. Get the ball into the hands of his best playmaker, Williams, but he doesn't want to risk a mistake by his young quarterback. So he calls a handoff to Williams. Can't be an interception.
But they were lucky they didn't get flagged for a block in the back. Clearly in the backfield there was a hit on a guy who was in position to make a tackle.
So now it's third down and a long 5 for the Bulldogs, or Nevada will get the football right back. Brandstater with time, fires a strike, and that's good for a first down to Joe Fernandez. That is a big throw for the sophomore. Joe Garcia made the stop.
You can always count on Fernandez in third down situations. You know, he's smaller than his dad. He's only about 5'10", 5'11". His dad was over 6 feet tall. Actually played against him when he was at San Jose State, and boy, he was a lot to handle.
Well, you were only 8 years old at the time, though.
He's also a smart guy, a 3-time academic all-WAC selection. He already has his philosophy degree, and now he's pre-law at Fresno State. White, he already has his degree as well, and he scampers for 6 more yards out near midfield with 3 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter.
You know, Bob, that's one thing that Pat Hill doesn't get enough credit for. I mean, he's turned around not just the team on the field over the last several years, but academically, they are light years ahead of where they were before Pat Hill got here.
And you see that V on the back of the players' helmets as well. Not just there for victory, but V also stands for Valley, as Pat Hill wants his team to be known as the team of the Valley. And he has done a great job of recruiting the best talent in this area to Fresno State. And one of those players is Dwayne Wright. He picks up a first down into Nevada territory.
We talk about the improvements under Pat Hill here. One of the reasons is the kind of coach he is. He's a very tough guy, a junkyard dog kind of fighter. He'll fight you with his teeth and whatever. And he likes to recruit guys that other teams didn't recruit much. Guys that were a little bit too small or played at too small of a high school or were way out of the way. Guys that have a chip on their shoulder and have something to prove.
Now a first down, a big drive for Fresno State, trying to protect the 2-point lead. Play action for Brandstater. Wants it all. A jump ball down the right sideline. Running under it and making the catch is Williams. He stepped out of bounds inside the 10. Williams. And now they are going to conference to see if he had the ball inbounds at all. Now it's an incomplete pass. Oh, the crowd can't believe it.
I think what the official over there saw was Williams going out of bounds and then coming back in. And if he takes himself out voluntarily, he cannot come back in and catch the ball.
Oh, it looked like when he made the catch, his first foot was in bounds.
I think that ruling would be wrong. And remember, we have instant replay.
We have instant replay. Pat Hill could request a coach's challenge here. That looks like a catch to me because he's got 1 foot down.
Now, from the other angle, it looks like we're seeing what the official behind him saw, which was left foot, catch the ball, left foot on the out-of-bounds line. It's the left foot that's the issue. That's when he got his hands on the ball.
Well, there's some extra time for them to review as Joe Fernandez is now down and being tended to by the Fresno State trainers. So all the time in the world now for Pat Hill to have it communicated to him as to whether or not he should try and use his one coach's challenge to challenge this ruling.
Well, it's being reviewed anyway. So,
right.
So if I were him, I'd wait on that challenge and see what they do upstairs first. He's got some time. But I think when you look at that view from behind, it looked like the left foot was on the out-of-bounds line, which would make it an incomplete catch.
Well, again, to review instant replay, each coach is given one challenge, but every play is reviewed from upstairs. The team must have and call a timeout, inform the referee that they would like to challenge the play. If the call is reversed, you get the timeout back, but the challenge is lost, but it has to be indisputable video evidence. And let's take a look. Is there indisputable video evidence?
Well, from this angle, it looks like it's a completed pass. Look right there at that foot. That looks like it's inbounds from that angle. So that would not be indisputable. But from another angle, from behind, it's a little different look.
Well, it is not going to be overturned.
Look at it from this angle.
Well, here's Williams on a wide receiver hitch, loses his helmet, maintains his footing, and picks up 8 yards. It will be 3rd down and 2. So the 6'2" senior showed he could take a hit.
Is that a smile or is that a grimace?
Take a look here. This is the other angle. Watch the left foot. Look for the left foot down there. Is the left foot down when he catches the ball? Down, and apparently that is not enough to tell if he was out of bounds.
But the reason coaches don't like the coach's challenge is that we've been looking at this now 3 or 4 different times. In the WAC conference, the Jumbotron is only allowed to play one replay of a play. The coach doesn't even know if he should throw a challenge or not.
3rd down and 5 with 10 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Brandstater to the outside. Fernandez makes the catch and gets loose down the sideline. Inside the 25-yard line before he's pushed out by Josh Malga. What a throw. Arm strength shown by Brandstater.
Yeah, but Joe Garcia, the corner, ate this route up. He just didn't believe, because if he really believed, he'd go in front with 2 hands and pick it off. Instead, he goes in with 1 hand, and he waits to protect himself. But he just needed to go take it.
All right, if you're going to go with 1 hand, don't you trail that second hand behind?
Absolutely.
So if you miss the ball, you can grab jersey.
Yeah, but he was there so early, he should have just gone ahead and taken the ball.
Fernandez had a great game last year against Nevada and follows it up with a touchdown performance again tonight. Now it's back to the ground. Anthony Harding, a freshman, for about 3 yards.
21.
A big moment in this game, an enormous drive, and now you start to think, Rod, about the failed 2-point conversion attempt, about the blocked extra point, because if Nevada surrenders a touchdown here, it's back to a two-possession game, and you'd have to think it would probably be under about 8 minutes to go. Brandstater taking his time, and now rolling. Lobbing one. Back of the end zone. Almost intercepted. The intended receiver was Marlon Moore. It will be 3rd and 7, and we are in the middle of a very important WAC game here at Fresno State at Bulldog Stadium, college football primetime on ESPN. I'm Bob Wischusen with Trevor Manich, Rod Gilmore, and Rob Simmelcare. And with 9 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the 4th quarter, Fresno State in the midst of a 10-play drive, about to put their 11th play on this drive. But not long ago, they had a 2-score lead that the Wolfpack have cut all the way down to 2 points. 3rd down and 7. Pivotal play on the drive. Here comes the blitz. Brandstater beats it over the middle. Shy of the first down, though, is Jerron Fairman. A tackle made by Paul Pratt to keep him a yard shy.
Decision time for Pat Hill. Do you kick it and go up by 5, or do you go on 4th down?
What would you do?
Well, I don't think you get much at this point in the ballgame. You might as well go get it.
I think you should kick it.
Why?
Because that puts them up by more than a field goal.
It makes it a touchdown margin instead of a field goal margin.
You know, at this point, you're going to be in a touchdown situation anyway.
And it looks like Fresno State's going to have some more time to talk things over as Brandstater calls their first time out. With 8:43 remaining, a conversation now between Pat Hill and his coaching staff and Tom Brandstater. 4th down coming next.
Whoa! That's one monster case of athlete's foot. Blitz that with Tough Act and Tinactin. It cools, cures, hey, it even prevents most athlete's foot. Lamisol AT can't say that. Get boom! Tough Act and Tinactin.
More bars in more places. That's what people have come to expect from Singular. And now they can expect even more. Testing from the leading independent research company proves that Singular's all-over network has the fewest dropped calls of any wireless network. The fewest dropped calls. Prove that we mean what we say. Raising the bar.
So, what's he going for?
I want it all.
Then come try our new Super Sampler Combo. Crispy battered fish, succulent chicken, and 3 butterfly shrimp. All for just $3.99. Only at Long John.
It's left brain. It's right brain. Actually, it's a no-brainer. Drive with your heart. Buy with your head. Certified pre-owned by BMW.
Rose BMW in Visalia.
Gentlemen, start your envy. OwnACarFresno.com.
Own a car at Blackstone and Bullard.
What very well might be the play of the game. 21-19, Fresno State has the lead on Nevada, and the Bulldogs have it 4th down and a yard at the 15-yard line of the Wolfpack. Do they run a play here, or is it a hard snap down?
I like the decision. You run for 188 yards. You went for a 4th down on the goal line and got a touchdown. You should go for it now, and you should feel confident you can pick it up.
Dwayne Wright again dots the I. Plenty of time on the play clock at 12. Here's Wright. He has the first down. Inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. Josh Mauga made the stop, and it looked to be good enough for a Fresno State first down. Will they even need to measure?
I think he got a bad spot. I think they marked that a little bit behind.
Oh, He is shy of the first down, or at least of the 14-yard line, based on the spot.
Am I seeing things, or did it look like he fell beyond the 13-yard line?
The question would be, where was his knee down?
The point is moved. It is a first down. And should it have been that close?
Watch his knee, though. It's where the ball is when the knee hits the ground, not where he falls forward.
Yep. You're right. He's down there.
So not quite as convincingly as we or maybe Pat Hill thought. But Pat Hill clearly thought it was a first down. 1st and 10 for Fresno State at the 14-yard line in a must-stop spot for Nevada. They cannot surrender more than a field goal. Again to the ground. Again, it's right. And he gets down to the 12-yard line.
You know, we talk about this game, a conference opener, being a big deal for both these teams. You know what Pat Hill said to us yesterday? He said, you know, every week it's a game 7 for us. Everyone is a game 7.
Isn't that the great thing about college football?
Well, it is, and because he's chasing the BCS. You know, conference, yeah, he likes that, but he's chasing the BCS.
2nd down and 7. A 3-yard pickup for Wright on 1st down. And again, milking the clock is Brandstater. Again, the give up the middle for Wright. And he gets to the 10-yard line, a pickup of a couple more. But some maturity being shown by the sophomore quarterback. And this is what he said he learned from Paul Pinniger. How to be patient, manage the game, take the play clock down when you have a lead.
He learned all that with those 13 passes he threw last season?
I said he learned it from Paul Pinniger, holding the clipboard.
He might have sent him a text message over his...
It's one thing to watch, but, you know, it's a little different when you're out there and, you know, it's all live.
7 minutes and counting on this drive. Fresno State with 2 touchdowns inside the red zone. Once again, it's Wright. Breaks a tackle at the 5. Looking for his 3rd touchdown of the night. He's in. Touchdown. Dwayne Wright 3 times has found the end zone. And the Bulldogs now back in a commanding spot with 6:55 remaining.
Wright spent the 2 years he was injured and couldn't run, developing his upper body strength and then his hip strength. And take a look at this. When you hit him up high, he's going to defeat you, because that's all he had to do for 2 years was build his strength.
And this is a huge point after by Clint Stitzer to try and make it a 2-possession game once again, and he does. That pushes the lead back to 9 with 6:55 remaining as we check in with Reese Davis, a 30-30 update.
All right, Bob, Deion Branch and the Patriots still feuding. Branch has filed a grievance against the team after the Patriots rejected trade offers for him. Branch had worked out contracts with the Seahawks and the Jets. And Team USA knocked out consideration for the gold medal at the World Basketball Championships. They lost to Greece. It will be Greece against Spain for the title. Sports Center after the game. ESPN News now. Mobile ESPN alerts constantly.
You know, if we just ignore the Team USA loss, will it be like it never happened? Just ignore it?
Well, this will be hard to ignore for Nevada.
Yeah, you can't ignore this. Right, watch the hit and spin. He takes the shot, but a good back will always spin off of a hit right there.
This is a different back that Fresno fans will remember. When he was injured, he was a tall, lanky kind of a back, a strider along the lines of Eric Dickerson. Now he's a power back that can run through those tackles.
He's a redshirt junior from San Diego. He picked up an extra year of eligibility after being injured back in 2004, missing all of last season. Says physically he is right back to where he was. And he starts off the season with a 3-touchdown performance in one of the biggest games of the season for either of these two teams. Sanders back deep, but the kickoff goes sailing out of the end zone with 6:50 remaining. And now what has been a dominant second half for Nevada, the pressure is right back on their offense.
It's a 2-possession game. And what do we talk about early in the season? Special teams and decisions with special teams. They miss a PAT here. Not uncommon the first week of the season. And then they go for 2 when they shouldn't have. Had they gone for 1 and made it, it would be a 1-possession game right now. And they would have 6 minutes and 48 seconds to get a tying touchdown and 2-point conversion now.
So the decision to chase the point in the third quarter might come back and haunt the Wolfpack here in the fourth quarter. Rowe again from his own 20-yard line. Rowe keeps it and picks up about 6 yards. Hammered out of bounds on the far side by A.J. Jefferson. And let's also remember that the Wolfpack with only 1 timeout remaining. They've spent 2 timeouts already here in the second half.
But so here's the flip side to that decision on going for 2 and not making it. Now they know they need 2 scores. That will change the way they call their plays. I would rather fail on that 2-point conversion early and know that I need 2 scores.
You're kidding me, right?
No.
Back to throw is Rowe on 2nd and short. To the outside, knocked away. Once again, Jefferson makes the play.
You know, one thing to keep in mind in this situation is the impact of one of the rule changes. When you talk about change of possession and the like, clock continuing to run late in the game and only 1 timeout. I mean, both these coaches told us that they wouldn't know necessarily how to use their timeouts late in the game because the rules are different now because the way the clock will continue to run.
The crowd is thunderous here at Bulldog Stadium on 3rd down and 4. They go to the ground. Hubbard picks it up. A first down out across the 34-yard line.
Feature of the pistol offense, the back has the ball in his hands deeper. He can see the hole develop and set up the offensive line's blocks for a longer time. Take a look. The back is directly behind the quarterback. But look where he gets the handoff. Deep, and even though there's penetration, he has space with the ball in his hand to make the cut.
Almost a modified I formation, if you will.
A fresh set of downs, and the wide receiver hitch to the near side, caught by McCoy. He has 2 touchdowns tonight, picks up only 2 yards there. Again, 5:44 remaining, and coming up shortly, and you better vote now on ESPN.com, we will have our poll results from the Friday night debate between Rod and Trevor. Fresno State's focus, should it be the BCS or should it be a WAC title? We'll get to our results coming up shortly, but 5:25 to go, and Rowe on the move. Getting loose up the left sideline is McCoy. He has a first down, steps out at the 46 as Alan Goodwin stopped him from picking up more yardage.
But given that they only have 1 timeout and won't be able to stop the clock a lot, they need to get into real hurry-up mode. They need to score a touchdown with probably, 3.5 to 4 minutes on the clock to have any shot of getting the ball back.
Unless an onside kick then comes into play.
Yes.
And certainly defensive coordinator Dan Brown for Fresno State probably understands that at this point, with only 1 timeout for Nevada, trading yardage for time off the clock might be a good trade-off on first down. Rowe under some pressure, buying time, and throws it away. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Great coverage in the secondary for Fresno State. In particular, Marco Mitchell was covered on that side where Rowe was rolling out to, and Mitchell could not get loose to give Rowe an opportunity to throw the ball anywhere. That man right there, Marcus McCauley, is a very good corner. He's got NFL speed, about a 4.31 40-yard time.
On grass, timed by NFL scouts, that is freakish.
There have been times tonight where McCauley has also been matched up on Caleb Spencer, and Spencer has 2 catches for 9 yards. It's not been a factor. They set the screen up and Hubbard drops it, and I'm not sure he would have gotten much as Alan Goodwin read that screen and was right on the hip of Robert Hubbard.
Yeah, that's not going to get it done. They're going to have to get the ball down the field.
Right now they're in 4-down territory.
Also, they know what they have to do. They've got to go twice now. No doubt about it.
5:07 remaining, and again, here comes the crowd in Fresno State. 3rd down and 10. A 4-man rush. Rowe downfield, incomplete. He went to the outside for Marco Mitchell. It's 4th and 10. And you'd have to think not much choice for Nevada, or are they going to punt? Here comes the punting unit with 5 minutes to go and only one timeout.
Well, let's go back to that last play on this side. Look at the good coverage you have by A.J. Jefferson. He jumps on this route, too, and the ball's thrown away. Way too far for Marco Mitchell to get to.
With the way that Fresno State has run the ball tonight, are you guys surprised that Nevada is opting to punt?
Yep, I am.
Very much.
A wobbly kick. And a fair catch made by Fernandez. 4:56 to go. Can Fresno kill the clock? We'll find out in a moment.
ESPN Full Circle brings you Florida State, Miami. Get the game from every angle. Touchdown! On ESPN, catch the great ACC rivalry that always seems to carry national title implications. While ESPN2 has close-ups of legendary Coach Bowden, the QBs, and more. And ESPNU and ESPN 360 have the Skycam, plus commentary from ESPN Radio's Colin Cowherd. ESPN Full Circle, Florida State, Miami, presented by Dish Network, Monday at 8.
Bye, hon. Find us a good one.
Bye. With over 1.5 million vehicle listings on Cars.com,
There it is.
you can find the right car for you. Cars.com.
With Minwax water-based wood stains, you can join the color revolution. With 74 dramatic colors, and use Minwax polycrylic protective finish for a crystal clear top coat. The results are revolutionary. Minwax makes and keeps wood beautiful.
Up on SportsCenter, we'll preview the first hurdle for the nation's top college football teams. Why Team USA basketball fell short again, and the Astros making yet another late run at SportsCenter after the game.
Don't try to be a hero, man. This will all be over in 5 minutes.
The best new show of the season is on ABC.
52 hours ago.
The 9 premieres Wednesday, October 4th, after the season premiere of Lost, only on ABC.
This telecast is available on ESPN HD, presented by Pioneer Plasma. And it has been a heck of a game tonight. And the clock now moves with 4 minutes and 40 seconds on the change of possession. Nevada not opting to take a timeout, and the play clock down inside of 5 already. These are the new timing rules. As even on a change of possession, Nevada loses about 25 seconds. And now our debate results from Sports Nation at ESPN.com, and overwhelmingly the Fresno State schedule will help them, with about 81-50 all dialing in. And Trevor, about 68% agree with you.
You know what's really funny, though, is after hearing Rod's argument, I agree with him. I thought Rod was going to say that they shouldn't worry about the BCS games, but instead he gave an alternate way to get to the BCS, and I think he made a good point.
Well, it doesn't help you to have a tough schedule if you lose.
And off to right. And he fights for a yard or two. It will be 3rd down and 3, and a chance for Nevada to potentially get the ball back. And here is Fresno State's schedule.
So here's the problem. You've got Oregon right there. You play another Pac-10 team, so that's not going to be easy. You got Colorado State. And then, look here. LSU sitting out there. That's after you've already played 2 Pac-10 teams, Colorado State, and then LSU. And lo and behold, your next game is with Boise State. Now, that's a murderous schedule. Take away one of those teams, any one. Take one away, and you got a better shot.
Well, the only shot that Nevada has now is to get the ball back on this play. Brant Stater, a broken play. Can he pick up the first down? Comes up a yard shy with 3 minutes to go. And now does Nevada call their final timeout? They let the clock run, and Fresno State more than happy to see it click down inside of 3 minutes.
Well, Pat Hill said to us yesterday, Trevor, that the team that's behind is now at a real disadvantage with the change in the clock rule. Because You can't stop the clock enough the way it runs. You're going to blow your timeouts. You can't get the ball back, and we're seeing the impact of that.
But you know what Fresno State didn't do, though, at the beginning of that series? They could have, because the clock would have started, waited 24 seconds before their first play. But they didn't. They snapped it right away.
The punt gotten away by Malone, and it's a good one. Great hang time. A fair catch called for by Garcia. A reminder that as soon as we are done here at Fresno, it will be Sports Center. College football Saturday preview. So many big games. A September to remember. The Fab Five will also be discussed coming up next. Sports Center right after we are done. A 39-yard punt and no return.
Talk about good college football tomorrow. I mean, that Cal-Tennessee game, Arkansas, USC, that's good stuff.
It's going to be tough for John David Booty of USC to have his first game speed as the full-time starter at Arkansas.
How about tomorrow night as well? Georgia Tech hosting Notre Dame. Well, here comes Nevada. A last gasp to the outside, stopping the clock. And picking up a first down is Caleb Spencer. He has been quiet tonight. That's a gain of 11.
And I think I heard Lou Holtz say that USC was definitely going to lose.
Well, I think USC will still win, but Arkansas, I think, will give them fits before they can finally have their talent win out.
Only one timeout left for Nevada. 1:52 on the clock, and they need a pair of scores. First and 10, under pressure is Rowe, and he has to throw it away. And that kills about 5 more seconds off the clock. 1:47 to go. Again, Sports Center is coming up next. John Anderson and Steve Levy are standing by. They will preview a huge college football Saturday. A September to remember as well. And the Fab Five, can Tiger Woods win his 5th straight tournament, as once again, shockingly, after the first round of the Deutsche Bank, he is in the lead. He might be better at golf than anyone has ever been at anything.
I don't know, Michael Jordan's pretty good at basketball.
Elvis singing, he's better than Elvis?
Wow, Michael Jordan or Elvis, that's a neat debate. Rowe, under some pressure, dumps it off, knocked away by Dwayne Andrews. It will be 3rd down and 10 with 1:41 to go.
Now, assuming that Nevada goes on to lose this game, their season isn't over. And the chase for the WAC title is not over. I mean, if I'm Chris Ault, I tell my team, look, okay, we didn't beat these guys, but based on history, we're going to have a shot. And you know that Fresno State has struggled after playing some bigger teams, and Boise State is still out there. So the WAC race is far from over based on tonight's results.
3rd down and 10. A 9-point lead for Fresno State. And now Fresno State calls timeout. But as you were saying, Rod, let's take a look at Nevada's schedule and see they have some very difficult games coming up at the start of their season as well.
Yeah, they get Arizona State. They go there to play, and they also get Colorado State. And then we'll have that Northwestern game here for you. But they don't play Boise State until the end of the season. But they actually have a chance to get back in, and their focus is on winning the WAC, not the BCS.
And Trevor, how about closing out the season with 4 straight road games?
Well, at Louisiana Tech is tough. At Hawaii, Colt Brennan, the quarterback out there, to run that run-and-shoot offense to Mouse Davis and June Jones. Don't sleep on them. So Nevada does not have an easy run. But you're right, Rod. If they are alive at the end, they hold their fate in their own hands.
Well, you know, the other thing, I look at that schedule, and it makes me think about all the terrific coaches in the WAC. And you see San Jose State, Dick Tomei is there. June Jones at Hawaii. You know, Dennis Erickson up at Idaho. It's really something, the coaches that they have here.
And we have 2 teams in our game tonight that represented the WAC in bowl games last season. Yep. And the WAC was represented by 3 other teams as well. This is a conference that now routinely puts teams in bowl games.
And Chris Ault of Nevada is already in the Hall of Fame.
Well, there's a look at all of the WAC teams that went to bowl games last season. 3rd down and 10 after the Bulldog timeout. Rowe hit as he throws, unloads to the sideline, and making the catch, Marco Mitchell for a first down, and gets knocked out of bounds. And there is still a pulse for Nevada.
Marco Mitchell.
1:36 to go.
Well, the newest receiver in town, and the one that Jeff Rowe is counting on. I've got to wonder what's happened to Caleb Spencer. Because we haven't seen Caleb Spencer. Rowe has paid the price to wait for his new young receiver to get open.
I think what's happened to Caleb Spencer is a little bit of Mr. McCauley over there. Marcus McCauley, number 17, has really been on him most of the night.
Again, a four-man rush over the middle, making the catch inbounds is Hubbard. And now Nevada will have to hurry. That was only a pickup of 4 yards. And we look back on their decision to not go for it on 4th and 10 on their last possession. And they may, even if they score a touchdown on this drive, not have allowed themselves enough time.
Well, that decision and also the two-point conversion, those decisions have hurt them.
To the outside, it's Spencer, right at the sticks. He stops the clock, and he looks to be right at the first down marker with 1:09 to go.
And Fresno State is willing to allow Nevada to complete those passes. They want to give them the middle of the field. They want to bring them inside to tackle them and make the clock run.
As a former corner, though, are you surprised that they have given them the sideline as much as they have on this drive? That's the third play that they've been able to get out of bounds and pick up solid yardage.
You're more concerned about deepness than the width of the field at this point.
Hubbard picks up the first down. Neither of the two quarterbacks tonight has been intercepted or sacked.
Number 94.
And that stops the clock for a moment with 1:05 to go on the first down.
Jeff Rowe hasn't been sacked, but he has been pounded around. Yeah, I'm very impressed with the courage and the leadership that he's shown today.
Under a minute to play. Nevada needs a quick strike score. And now another timeout called by Fresno State. They didn't have enough players on the field.
Yeah, there were 3 receivers to the top of the field.
They only had 9 players on the field.
Yeah,
they were 2 shy.
3 receivers out there and 2 guys trying to cover 3. That's not a good matchup.
And there is a, how is it possible that we only had 9 players on the field look from Pat Hill.
Well, here are the 3 receivers up here, and here are the 2 guys trying to cover them. And then when you count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you know, not enough. They don't have enough guys. How do you not have 11? How do you have 9? You're missing 2.
They must have been having quite a conversation on the sideline, those 2 guys.
Nevada still with 1 timeout remaining, but with only 52 seconds on the clock and needing 2 scores. And this is for the papers and the talk shows, I'm sure, in Reno and here in Fresno tomorrow, a second guesser's delight, because there have been some coaching decisions that have certainly impacted where we stand now with under a minute to play.
Well, everybody gets better in game 2. Players and coaches, everybody gets better.
1st and 10.
Again, a 4-man rush. Rowe out to the side and once again finds his man. This time it is Caleb Spencer, and that's a first down to the 21-yard line. Again, it stops the clock. Only 6 seconds came off.
Enough for a first down.
Before the media and talk radio in Reno get too upset, just remember that Chris Ault is already in the Hall of Fame, and he's turned this program around in his 2nd year back with them. Co-WAC championship. He deserves benefit of the doubt.
Oh, you know, everybody makes mistakes. No one's perfect.
Rowe going for the end zone. A jump ball knocked away. What great coverage that was by Damon Jenkins. 40 seconds remaining.
And Jenkins has bounced back nicely from the cramps that he had earlier, which was making it difficult for him to run, but he's got great position there. Nothing wrong with that at all. Good job of pushing Marco Mitchell to the sideline and using the sideline as an extra defender.
That shows extra experience on the point of the defender, because Marco should have kept running. He would have gotten a pass interference call.
Here comes the blitz. Under pressure, Rowe somehow splits it. He'll tuck it under. Tries to get to the sideline. Leaps out of bounds, and he is given the out-of-bounds mark. Marcus McCauley came up and upended Rowe, but the officials call him out of bounds with 32 seconds to go. Again, it stops the clock.
He has a receiver as he scrambles out to his right. He's got a receiver in the corner of the end zone, but he's covered. So he chose to get out of bounds rather than throw it down into coverage and possibly have an interception, which would take away any possibility of a comeback.
3rd down and 5 in what has been an impressive 2-minute drill here for Nevada. The problem is they need 2 scores. They need to allow themselves some chance with an onside kick. A score has to come in one of these next few plays. To the end zone, over the head of McIntosh. And Rowe knows that he missed his man. Again, coming up next right after we're done here in Fresno, it will be Sports Center. Plenty of college football talk regarding tomorrow and Tiger Woods' pursuit of his 5th straight tournament win. Again, that follows our game as soon as we're done here in Fresno.
You kick the field goal now. You need 2 scores. And you need an onside kick. You kick the field goal. Give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance to continue playing. If you don't get it here, game over.
27 seconds to go, and that is a great point. Instead, they go for it on 4th down. Under pressure, Rowe. For the first time tonight, a quarterback is sacked in the game, and it's Tyler Klutz that ends the game for Fresno State.
See, I don't get that. You kick the field goal, you still have a chance, Trevor.
I totally agree with you, Rod. This is a low percentage pass right here. The field is shortened. You've got all those defenders packed in. You've got a much better chance to get a big play and get a receiver loose down the middle. And Chris Ault thought he had a play, but with the sack, you don't get the play.
Well, Pat Hill said every week it's a Game 7. Well, he's 1-0 in Game 7s this season.
1-0 in Game 7s.
He gets a chance to advance as we take a look at our Cooper Tires player of the game. The clock runs out. 28-19 is your final. The Bulldogs win it. And what a game it was in his return for Dwayne Wright. He had 3 touchdowns. This one came on 4th down and 1. And this one of the biggest plays of the game in the 3rd quarter. A 40-yard touchdown run after Fresno State had recovered a fumble. Dwayne Wright with 3 scores. An amazing